welcome back to Noir Online TV. I'm your host, Tamara Shanae. Halfway through the season, we have about 4 more episodes left. I want to say thank you to my wonderful guests that have been here so far, and all of you beautiful audience that have arrived. Tonight, as usual, I have 3 amazing guests I want you to say hello to. Since it's ladies first, as usual, we're going to say hello to Lyrical Faith. Say what's up, everybody.
Hey.
Because I always get their names wrong. We have my friend Rome.
Okay.
So
touch me to make sure that it's the Rebel RHOME, Our Truth podcast representing the building. Shout out to For the Love Clothing. You already know.
Black business?
Yes, that's
Support
right.
black businesses. We have a very familiar face that you guys have seen. Since the last time we spoke, I was only doing Noir Online TV. Since, black people gotta support each other, I'm happy to announce that I'm a part of a podcast called The Unpopular Opinion with
Rock B. Wilder. What up, y'all? I know the vibes. Mr. Lately Toasted on the side. Host of the Unpopular Opinion podcast, available on all streaming platforms. Check me out.
Tonight, we're switching roles. We're going to talk about the war on black men in America, to be fair. So we're going to give these 2 gentlemen the spotlight to guide us and educate us on everything a black man goes through. Disclaimer, this is an educational podcast, an educational series. We are not here to bash anyone, and definitely not here to bash the black women. So before we get into that, we're gonna do a few icebreakers. We're gonna get into my favorite category, media. So we're gonna go one by one. Everyone answers truthfully and honestly, and then we pass the Usher Raymond, ATL native, had been accused of spreading genital herpes recently. I believe like 2 years ago. And then 3 days ago, they reached a settlement for it. He was getting sued for $20 million, and it was recently stated that they settled, not on the $20 million. She was getting a little crazy if it was serious. But they didn't settle on the $20 million, and it was completely sealed, so they can't reopen it. My question to y'all is, did y'all hear about it before? Is this new news? Did anybody know that Usher was laying in burn, or what? Rock.
First off, that little jab at Usher, that gives proof to the war on black men. Why did you have
Oh
to
my
take that little
God,
jab?
that wasn't. I'm here for Usher.
Yeah,
First of all,
that was a sneak little jab.
That was a play on words.
It's a play on words. Let it
Excuse
run.
me, thank you so much.
Yeah, I heard about it. I just want to know, did Shorty have herpes? Did she actually have it?
We're gonna get into that. How do you feel about it? Did you hear about it?
I heard that Usher had herpes because of all the memes that were going around. Let it burn, all that. But that's really, I didn't know the technicalities about the case or anything.
I didn't know that he reached a settlement, but normally people just settle things like this because it takes more money to keep going to court, and it's putting a damper on his image as a star. So sometimes they just settle, and she could have got herpes from anywhere. He had like a birthday during with Zaytoven. It was terrible, but
right. So I don't think that's put too much of a damper on it. His career is what it is right now.
So within the settlement, it was still completely shut. It's not able to open again. This is the second time that she filed for this lawsuit. For whatever reason, the first time she dropped the ball. Then previously, I believe 2 years before that, he had to pay another partner that he had for the same thing. Why do you think that news of sexual content within a negative light is so easy to pass around and diminish, is that a word? Diminish, there we go. To diminish a black man's character. Wrong.
I think that it diminishes anybody's character if you get accused of like passing an STD. I mean, for some they do kind of make it seem like, oh, he lived a rock star life, i.e. like Charlie Sheen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when it was coming out that he was having HIV, but like it was kind of known that he was doing it, like he was living like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's a good question.
Thanks. think? Why do you think that it was so easy to pass around and make a joke of it instead of understanding the severity of the situation? Does it have to do with the fact that he's a public figure, that he's a black man? What do you think was the main reason people took a jab at it so easily?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has everything to do with the fact that he was a public figure. Like, you know, just, I mean, what we have to remember is, like, you know, these stars, these people that we look up to or listen to, whatever, like, they're humans too. So, like, they can catch herpes too, they can be women abusers too, they can be rapists too. So it's like, it's just something that is, like, he's human, he caught herpes, he, you know, gave it to another woman or whatever the case might be. And, like, I think that because of the fact that he's famous, of course, you know, it's gonna be like, oh, Usher Raymond, you know, let it burn, got herpes, and make, you know, all these jabs at him. But I mean, if he was a, you know, I could be in class, or I could be, my coworker can have herpes, nobody's gonna care, except for that person. But it's Usher, so of course they're gonna care.
Right. Rock, why do you think, because Rock is very good with finding news that doesn't make the news, why do you think that the news of Usher having herpes was more bigger than the settlement? Why hadn't most of these local having a divorce? She filed for it, I believe, the day that his mistress had a baby. He's currently asking for spousal support as well as child support. Does he have the right? How do y'all feel about that, actually? I'm not gonna flesh it out. Lyrical Faith, how do you feel about that?
I mean, he's asking for child support, but who has custody of the child? Like,
They didn't even say. She's not really. What people don't know is Wendy Williams is currently struggling with, I believe, drug abuse with cocaine, something like that. I believe it's cocaine. She's currently staying within a type of facility 24/7, so he probably does have the child.
oh wow, I didn't know that. Does this have anything to do with, like, that episode? I think it was Halloween, where she passed out.
It was before that. She said she was struggling with it for decades.
Yeah, she used to kind of work up on Jerome.
Stop.
No, she did though. That's real talk. Like, my mom's told me she used to kind
She
of
doesn't
work
have
up
the show no more?
Her mom?
She still has the show.
My mom's
Oh,
told me.
your mom's.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
My mom's told me.
After the show, she goes to yoga and then she goes to the facility every day.
It's like inpatient care or something like
There we go. Yep.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if that child is in custody of the father, then I mean, yeah, the child has to be supported somehow. So, I mean, yeah, he does have a right to ask
For both child support and spousal support?
I mean, I don't really know about spousal support. Why is he asking? He can't support himself and him and his mistress?
She fired
him.
The show.
When?
The
Once
day,
the baby.
same day.
Yeah. Once
Same
the
day.
baby came out,
I mean,
divorce, fired.
no. Why are you asking for spousal support? Like,
Why should he
find him,
not?
find a new job.
Why should he not?
Why should he?
But I'm asking, why should he not though?
Because
said no.
it's not up to her to take care of him just because she fired him. When you get fired, you look for a new job, right?
She the breadwinner.
That's not her problem anymore.
When you get divorced, that's the breadwinner's problem.
I mean, does she have a prenup?
That we don't know.
We don't know.
Okay, so there's a lot of questions here.
I doubt it. If he's asking for, if there's a debate about spousal support, I doubt there was a prenup.
I mean, we don't know that.
What's her name?
Charlamagne then said that.
Charlamagne did
Charlamagne
say.
know the shit.
I mean, Charlamagne says a lot.
That's
He
true.
said, I think I was listening to Brilliant Idiots. He said that whoever the mistress is, like, she used to want to talk to his friend Wax, and
She
when
been
he
around a
told,
long time.
and when he told Kevin about it, Kevin got mad and thought that Charlamagne hooked them up.
Because they do have like a beef with each other.
Exactly.
How do you feel about a grown man who has been in a marriage for 21 years, who cheated, asking for child support and spousal support?
Wendy.
Here we go.
Wendy. She made a career off talking about everybody else's shit. And now she has her own. She has to deal with it. It is karma. It is karma. And I feel like, you know, he exclusively worked with her. She's the breadwinner. She cut him off from everything. Yes, he deserves his spousal support. I don't see why not. Don't do that just because he's a man. He was still married to her 21 years. She's the breadwinner. And
all right, question. So if the shoe was on the other foot, if he fired her, do you think that she would be wanting to demand, or she would have a right to demand spousal support?
absolutely. And most women do.
Nah, what?
Most women do.
Wait, show me that statistic. Where is that? Pull it up.
It's not my show. I'll be prepared for you on my show.
What do you mean most women do? I would never. What do you mean?
Alimony, spousal support, transitioning support. Yeah, they get all that.
Transition. Right, but she doesn't. That doesn't mean she has to provide it. It doesn't mean that she should be looked upon differently if she decides.
Are you saying that because he's a man?
No, I'm saying that.
Right, in New York, you know, like, let's not act like, you know, I ain't gonna say that, but yes, she's
yeah, let's not.
he's entitled to spousal support, and I think he should get it. That he had a job.
So how long
he
does
had a
spousal support
specific role.
last? She gonna be supporting him for the rest of his life? Like, what do you mean? Like,
well, now that we found out that she's doing cocaine and has drug abuse, it should last at least until the kid is well off in college and everything.
No, that's the child
21.
support.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, so there we go.
So
and
when you're in school,
first of all, why you need child support?
Is it spousal support just one check, or is it multiple checks? Like she has to continue to take care of it.
I think it's over a term. It's over a certain term.
I think it depends.
The judge, I think, determines.
Yeah, I don't think it's not forever.
Why does this child need child support if the child is 21?
I think he's mentally impaired though.
Okay, that's different.
Okay.
All right.
So Kevin released a statement after the divorce. Well, during the divorce, it's not.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, your opinion matters. So.
No, not my opinion. Does it matter if he's sincere or not? Like, let's not act like she was the most beautiful woman in the world. When he got with her, it was a business. It was a business. It was a business.
Some people, everyone has different tastes.
It was a business.
The statement.
Because she was exactly, and she was.
Doesn't no.
You're diverting.
She's saying it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters because at the end of the day, she was a check to him regardless.
No, that was
what he's saying is what he's supposed to say in order to get his spousal support.
So you don't think it was genuine?
Absolutely not.
I think his assistant wrote that statement.
Absolutely
Whoever
not.
works
He has a
for Kevin
publicist
Hart,
too.
it makes his
Or his lawyer.
His
Long
lawyer,
as
his
the
publicist,
judge. Long as the judge.
somebody else probably wrote that. Period.
I guess it's her though. She don't.
Do you feel like it was sincere?
My fault.
You good.
Okay.
You're good.
Just like a black man silencing a black woman.
Well, please stop. This is great.
Ooh, Chile.
Floor is hers. Yes, say it.
Do you?
Oh, I already said my best. Somebody wrote that statement for him. I think that obviously Kevin Hart has people that have to distribute this information. So they were like, oh, something has to go out. Boom, here it is. And that was it. I don't really necessarily think that. I mean, it could have come from his heart, but I mean, reality is the way stardom works. When you have somebody that can write that for you, somebody wrote it for him.
Right.
I disagree. I think it came from his heart. I think even if you're no longer in love with your wife, that's still the mother of your child.
True.
Like being someone that has a child and that has that kind of relationship where like we're not together, but that's still the mother of my child. I still like have love for her, and I still want her to be the best that she could be. And if I could help in any way, then I would.
So you could send her that in a text message.
He was asked to make a public statement.
But yeah,
he was
like
asked to
he's a public figure, so I don't know. I agree with the part where you're saying like he's a public figure, and yeah, like he got to make a statement. But yeah, I think there can be sincerity in it.
How much sincerity do you think was in there?
I mean, it
depends
There was probably a lot.
It depends on how you define
conversation
sincere, though, because he might be sincere about the fact that that's his son's mother. He definitely wants her to be healthy and here for his son. And on top of that, like, I need that check. So I gotta make sure she alright.
Secure the
Secure the bag.
Make sure
by
that
all
check
means.
on it.
Secure the bag. Secure
I
the
was
bag.
to say about that.
Secure the bag.
So a few years ago, we wanted to see if everybody's answers is still the same. Mary J. Blige and her husband Kendall Isaac, who were married for 12 years, the marriage ended due to infidelity issues. She's currently ordered to pay, a total of $30,000 in spousal support. And she had came forward and stated that she doesn't think it's fair because he spent over $420,000 within their tenure of their relationship on, I think, traveling. She forwarded a statement after the divorce stating, I'm not happy about a lot of things. I thought someone loved me right. Turns out he was a con artist and he didn't. And now he's coming after me for all my money. When you come out of the house that was his queen, I got played, I got suckered. I have to keep smiling and keep my spirits up because this is designed to kill me. What do you think about that?
Don't you know love without a limit.
Petty.
Again, man, like, obviously she's the breadwinner in the relationship. If you feel like you don't want to pay a man when you get divorced, you gotta get the right wording in your prenup.
Here's my issue with this.
How do you know what wording is?
I'm curious because you don't never say nothing.
Yeah, because I usually let everyone speak.
I'm
but
curious.
with this situation, right? Even if Kevin was to pursue spousal support, he had some type of input in Whitney's career. Kendall didn't do nothing. So where does the spousal support come in? Because I didn't know. We don't have no kids together. We don't have nothing. You're used to a life that I provided for you because I'm the breadwinner, right? You didn't have anything to do with this. You didn't pay in on this. You weren't amused to any of my music, anything like that. So
How long they been married for?
12 years.
The law.
It's still your turn to speak.
That's the law.
This is bullshit.
When you get divorced, when you get married, unfortunately, you sign a piece of paper that makes it a law-abiding contract.
Okay, so out of that, let's take the law out of it.
No.
Does he have the right?
No,
Yes, no. Take the law out of it.
See what?
Yes, no, we are going to take the law out of it.
Okay, she asked about the principle of it though, right?
Yes, the principle of it.
I was living this lifestyle, baby. I'm gonna keep living.
Cause see, that ain't it though.
Right.
That ain't
I
it.
keep living.
But that ain't it.
I can't.
Get you a job and be your own breadwinner. Period.
And he got
That's
mad
true.
kids.
I mean, he should have did like Shawnee did. He should have been tucking some of that away.
Ugh.
And that's his fault. And that's his fault.
He tucked some away.
Should have
Right.
been tucking some of that away. But you can't be mad at a man for working the system the same way women do. My man from Amazon just made his ex-wife the richest woman in the world.
Everything to do
Amazon.
with it.
She
Right.
ain't have nothing to do with no Amazon.
No, yes she
Wait,
did.
look at Janet
Yes, she
Jackson, right?
did.
In her
6
law
months,
abiding
right?
contract,
Got
5 years.
500 mils.
500. If she stays 5 years, she's entitled to half of whatever he got. Yo, she stayed exactly 5 years and 5 months.
And got that 500 mils,
Yep.
something like that, right?
Got 500 million.
Would y'all have done that?
What?
If the relationship, the marriage wasn't going anywhere, would you have
Marriage
would you have
when you're
waited?
rich. I believe marriage when you're rich is just a business opportunity. Unless you're, I'm dying to know what's Beyonce and
Unless you're close to
Jay-Z's
equal.
prenup.
Nah.
It has to be ironclad. That prenup has to be ironclad.
This is why I respect Oprah for not getting married. Her money is her money.
Exactly.
She's like, I love you, Stedman, but no.
Do you think marriage is
I hope he's
business?
tucking. Huh? I'll be tucking him. Oprah.
Why?
I'm tucking.
Why?
Why?
It's her money.
Right.
I don't even know what Stedman look like for real.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Oprah be talking to him however she wants to. Like,
Yo, wait. You know how Oprah talks to Stedman? Please tell me.
That's how black women do. When y'all
I'm
be
sorry, that is true.
This is
When
great.
black women make more
That's
money,
a blanket generalization.
When black-
It's
when black
a
women-
slippery slope. You
when
sure?
black women make more money than a man, they kind of talk back to him.
No, why does it have to be when black women make more money than a man?
Why did you say earlier it's just like a black man to silence a
I
black
was just trying to get on you. That was it. I was just
We
trying.
on camera though.
I was trying to get a rise out of you. That was it.
Good. I held it down.
It's very well calculated. Trust me. Smart ass.
Oh, I don't even think we answered the question, but that was good banter.
I answered the question.
Thank you
I
so
don't
much.
think I did it.
You didn't answer anything yet.
Anything?
Yes.
I answered the first question.
Do you think that he had the right to? Do you think it's okay that he requested money for something that he didn't put in on? Outside of the law for the principal.
No, I'm not going to say outside the law. I'm not. He's entitled to it.
Why?
Because they got married and that was in their contract. I'm sorry.
And if it wasn't?
Just date him forever. Why'd you have to get married? Date him forever.
No, a better question. Do you think that he was in love with her?
Mary's husband?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Why?
I don't know, Mary. I want to say she's a
But
dope
why
person.
did you think
I
that?
want to
But
say
why
she's
did
a
you
dope
think
person.
that Kevin wasn't in love with Wendy? What's the difference?
Vanity reasons.
This is terrible. I can't believe
Men are
it.
visual creatures.
How do you know that he wasn't
You're
attracted
getting
to
mad.
her?
You're getting
It's
mad
true, though.
because I'm telling how I feel. Like
He's speaking his truth.
But how do you know that Kevin wasn't in love with Wendy?
the budding joke on Wendy, her whole career, besides her being messy, was her looks. Am I wrong? How many memes we saw of Wendy these few years? Are we gonna like neglect that? Vanity
That's
reasons.
our era.
I know y'all want to believe that men are not visual creatures, but we are.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary is beautiful.
Listen, every man
She's a
needs a
beautiful
visual
woman.
to be a visual creature, so
Mm-hmm.
there's that. But yeah, I mean, you
Well,
know,
how does
Wendy,
the side chick look?
you know, Wendy.
That's how we answer
We
this.
don't know, but
Exactly.
you know, Wendy been talking about people, but like she's on a talk show. Like everybody who's on a talk show talks about people in some way, shape, or form. Have you seen The View? Have you like the
You talk about people. You talk
Like,
All right, so let's take
everybody
it.
talks about
You
people,
talking
so it's
about
like,
post
Jesus.
Hot 90? We can take it back to Hot 97.
Okay.
She was messy. Was it 98? It wasn't. She was on Hot 97 at the beginning.
I was the same way.
Wait, she was on.
She was Hot 97,
Yeah,
and then
and Diddy
she started
got
Buck Wild
fired.
took her spot, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
We was kids.
we was
Yeah,
kids.
everybody talk about people. Charlamagne talk about people. I don't hear nobody go, ooh, Charlamagne.
All right, Charlamagne.
That's
Ooh, ooh. Like nobody goes.
Listen, ladies, I know y'all don't want to hear what I'm saying, but vanity matters. Vanity matters. I'm sorry, it does. It does.
We're just gonna have to disagree on that one. Okay, last question. I guess you can call this reality TV. For everyone who watches Love and Hip Hop, even if you don't watch it, everybody knows Kirk and Rashida, right? They've been married, I believe, for 20 years. They have X amount of kids together. Their storyline on their show, I'm not sure if this is their real life, they were currently dealing with infidelity, as most married couples seem to deal with. For years, Kirk was bashed about him cheating and recently having a kid within their marriage. Last night's episode, Rashida opened up and stated that she was the one who initially cheated within the beginning of the relationship. What did she say?
Yeah, what is it? Let's start with wrong.
Yes, what are your thoughts? And what did you say?
That's usually how it happens.
Meaning,
Women cheat first.
I believe it.
all women or just black women?
Really?
I think a lot of women do cheat first. I think y'all just way better at hiding it than we are. So
I know women that were in happily.
I said a lot.
Oh, okay.
I've seen women that were in relationships still going out on dates.
Oh, hell no.
Just like,
See,
you probably seen a lot of men.
Why
who
you
are
gotta
in
come back
relationships.
me? I'm speaking what I saw. I've known people personally who's been in relationships still going out on dates.
People or women?
So
Women.
that's
Wow.
everybody, right?
The cheater, right? That's a woman, right? Oh, all right. So, she saw women. I've seen women. So yes, Rashida, it makes sense.
Right, and so the question was, just as you've seen women in relationships and going on dates, that means you will also see men in relationships also going on dates too.
Is that the question?
No,
We
that's
talking
my
about
question.
men or we talking about Rashida?
That's my question.
So I'm answering her question.
That's
She
a
said I
great
don't-
follow-up
she
question.
said I don't-
That was a follow-up question.
Real quick, can I ask you something? What in the
She
most
gonna get on
minuscule
podcast
way,
mode. We
right?
gonna do it.
Like in the most
It's unpopular
in the
opinion.
most common denominator of a way,
Stop.
right? What's cheating to you? Like in its smallest form.
I mean, to be honest, I think cheating it's both physical and it's emotional. If someone has like emotions for somebody else, it's just like you can't be in love with two people at the same time. So if you claim that you're in a relationship with me and that you love me, but then you're falling out of that by developing feelings for this other person, then that means that you are emotionally cheating. Your heart is somewhere else.
Okay, I understand. I was just asking, like in the form of an act, like what is like the smallest cheating? Like if you text a guy that you know like you, is that cheating?
I mean, I think it depends on the context and like the frequency of your
If
messages.
you text a guy that you know likes you,
Well,
Yeah, yes
no,
or no?
I don't. No, that's not cheating because that's texting someone. But it also depends
so
on
I'm
the
saying
context. It depends on
cheating
the
is
content.
subjective.
No, it depends on the content. You think
No.
that's cheating?
Yes.
It depends on the content of the
Well-
messages. Why would that be? How is that cheating?
You know
Why
he likes you.
You know he likes you.
What if it's about business?
Right. What if we working on a project?
You know he likes you.
What does
And-
that mean? First of
What
all,
does that mean?
I don't
need
even
to control
first of all-
what you do.
Exactly. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it.
So you know a man likes you and you give him your phone number.
No.
No, what if y'all already had each other's number? What if y'all were classmates? Or what if
That wasn't
y'all
the scenario
were
I gave
business
you.
partners?
So, alright, so
How did he get my number? You
He
said
says-
I'm texting you, so you had to backpedal it because how did he get my number?
Wait, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? So you know he likes you, right? Y'all working together, right? He says, I got some ideas I want to discuss with you. Let's talk about it over dinner. You going?
Business
But you
meeting?
know he likes you.
It could be a business meeting though. Is it a business meeting? I have some ideas. What's up, right? So then once you go out to dinner, right? The content of like what that conversation is not. If it's like purely business, like okay, we're discussing things. Oh, there's a project. Boom, this, that, and the third, right? But then if it's more so like I get the feeling this person trying to push up on me in an uncomfortable way.
But you know he's trying to push up on you in the beginning.
You can't make that assumption necessarily if this person really is trying to like
So you
come
gonna
from a business
You gonna
perspective.
tell your boyfriend?
Yeah, I can.
That you can. Actually, or you gonna tell him?
If it rises to a level of
Are you gonna
if
tell
you're
your
really
boyfriend you
uncomfortable,
going to a business meeting with a guy that you know likes you?
I think
That's
that
cheating.
if I feel uncomfortable,
That's cheating.
then yes. If I
That's
feel uncomfortable, then yes. No, it's not cheating.
You're hiding something.
That's not hiding something.
Yes,
That's,
it is.
No, that's not really hiding anything.
That's not providing transparency.
You can tell somebody that you can tell your boyfriend that you're going to a business meeting, but saying, "Oh, this person likes me," like it's only if it rises to the level of it feeling
Tamara, what was
uncomfortable.
the original question? Because we getting in like podcast mode. What was the question?
It was about Rashida and the fact that she just came out about cheating.
Yeah,
Does she have the
definitely.
right to crucify Kirk if she's the one who initially kicked off the infidelity, basically?
Goes hand in hand. If she cheated and he cheated, I ain't gonna lie, and I'm kind of like I'm not on her side, but bro, you had a baby, bro. Like you had a whole baby, bro. Like you had a whole nother relationship.
So
He was
it's
wild.
for her,
Right?
right?
You have to preface that with, "I'm not on her side."
I'm not, cause I'm not. I'm not on the side of cheating. Period.
Okay.
But I mean, if y'all both gonna do y'all dirt,
20 years. Oh, wow.
shit get boring. She looked like a boring person, to be honest with you.
So he looks very entertaining.
I didn't say that, but you know the deal with him. She was a stripper, right? In the strip club, they in the strip club capital.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The thing with the thing I always do is the difference between men and women. I feel like when women cheat, they're not just having sex with the person. You getting to know the person that you're cheating with. Men is just a physical, sexual thing.
Not all the time. But
There we go.
There we go.
Now,
You're talking to them. He's a different guy. You have to
It
really
doesn't.
Why?
Tune in to
Why
our
is it
truth.
different? Why is it different?
2 hour truths. You
I-
take
I've
we
accepted.
go back and forth.
Does that make him
episodes.
different?
That means he's different from
Makes
you.
me honest.
That doesn't mean that he's different.
Right.
Makes him different.
That means that he's a human. He has feelings. He has thoughts. He has opinions, and like he knows that this can go both ways.
Is it? Did you ask him? Like, is it fair to say you get to know every woman you cheat with?
I said no. I said sometimes.
But sometimes you do get to know the women you're cheating with.
Sometimes I do.
You're not supposed to do that. That's man code.
You never cheated.
But I'm saying guy code.
So how do you know?
I never cheated.
So how do you know though?
I have to cheat. I can't know if it.
I'm talking about you.
Remember we talked about
about
this.
you.
All right, but remember we talked about this on my show. Experience.
But I'm speaking
If you
from a
define an
place of me,
experience,
though.
I can go from you.
But I'm speaking from a place of me.
Okay. That's why I asked you the question.
So I'm asking you to speak from a place of you.
From my experience, based on other people's experience, you know you don't have to experience yourself.
People lie.
So
You
no.
know that, right?
You could lie.
I don't think he
That
That
lied.
mean you telling the truth?
I'm saying sometimes both.
All right, but you saying people lie. That mean you could lie too.
So the only reason why you combat him is because he disagreed with you.
No.
All right, so then because if he would have jumped in like, yeah, you're right, you'd have been like, see, it's man code.
Did you cheat?
No.
Did you cheat?
What do you mean?
Have you cheated?
No.
That was kind of odd. Like, what? You gotta think about that. What do you mean?
No.
Okay, because they're gonna go on all day. I was looking for
I
something
like her.
specifically.
We need you on the pod.
Yeah, she's good. See? So I was looking for something specifically, especially for this episode. It's something I posted on Instagram that I found on Twitter. There was this young lady that stated she had a story about why black men turn her off.
Oh, I like this one. I like this one.
So
She was trying.
I don't like to share my opinion because I like to have everyone speak. But for me personally, if you're gonna be a man that disses black women, I will collectively gather you. Period. You came from a black woman, respect the black woman. If you are a sister and you're disrespecting the black man, you came from a black man, even if it's not your preference, respect the black man. I don't like when black people put on a show for different ethnicities or white people to bash us. Let's stop doing that because it's pretty whack. But let's get into what she said. Story time, why black men turn me off. Black men turn me the fuck off. You literally disgust me. I will never marry a black man, period. Black men are selfish as fuck and only want to advance their personal agenda. They have no respect. I want to be with someone that would categorize me as a baby mama. Because we all know that's what they're good for. Making babies, leaving, smoking weed, and being bums. I'd be damned if my future is with a black man. But that don't mean I don't like black men as an individual. We can be friends. So another young lady chimed in and said, you attract what you reflect. This is why you have such a bad experience with dating black men. Nothing to do with a baby mother, but everything to do with you. Good luck, love. Then the young lady replied back, why is everyone hating that I'd rather date outside my race? If I said this about a white man, y'all would not be going this hard. We're not going to get into the jokes that
She look like?
all 105, 135 of you guys had, but that was it. Lyrical Faith, how do you feel about that? What is your honest opinion about everything that she said? Was there some truth? Was everything a lie? What are your feelings?
Well, I think first and foremost, like, she's making generalizations, like to say like all black men, like just like how I got on you for saying, oh, black women when y'all cheat, like that's all a generalization. Like everybody's an individual. Like people are capable of doing multiple things, right? So it's like that's one, right? And so I don't necessarily agree with generalizations. So I don't agree with how because I know plenty of very outstanding black men that don't fall into the category of anything that she said. So that I can't see where she's coming from. I can see there are subsets and there are groups and there are categories and there are populations of black men that might fit into those categories, but there are populations of many people, many races that fit into those categories. So I can't vibe with that.
Rome, we could wait for Rock. How do you feel about everything that she said? Do you think it was outlandish? Why do you think she said these things? Do you think most black women feel this way about black men?
I think a lot of black women might not know how to express themselves properly and thoroughly. Black men too. I think she probably coming from a place of experience, like Rock said, like that might be the experience and the things that she have around her, or that maybe she's even experienced in her life. You can't categorize like Faith said, is what you experienced. So you preference it by starting and saying that. The same way I did with you. You know, we was on your first episode of Popular Opinion.
Oh, and I gathered you.
I mean, you tried, but
no, I did.
I based it on my experience.
Make sure you guys tune in to Unpopular Opinion. My first episode was really good. Rock.
Can I get the question?
Do you feel like there was any truth to the statements that she made? What space do you think she came from to speak of black men with?
I feel two ways about this shit. Now, y'all might not like what I'm about to say, but if that is her truth, she should be able to speak. And I'm all for anybody voice that, you know, unfortunately, growing up as a man in the hood, unless she grew up in the hood, I kind of understand what she's saying. Maybe she didn't articulate herself well, but I kind of understand the kind of things she's talking about. She's more so talking about bums, but because we are what we are on social media, we're just going to attack her for the things that she said, the way she said it. I know because I get attacked all the time with stuff I say on my podcast. So, as far as freedom of speech, she's allowed to say whatever she wants. Second, the young lady was trash. So
yeah, you see, I was just
absolutely
so proud of y'all for
She was the most unattractive girl I've seen in my life. So
but beauty is subjective, right?
That though.
Yeah, like,
that's still her opinion. Why is that the be? Because there are unattractive men who say far worse. So
I'm not worried about them though. I'm worried about this particular one. This one talking was this particular lady that was talking. I would have been right there in the comments. I think I did write a comment too. Like, I was in there too.
What was this comment?
It's too many. It's 535 comments.
I was in there too, but the rest of them, like, I don't think I commented. I think I put up a GIF. I like GIFs. Like,
okay.
Put your little GIF up. I put my little GIF up. Like, Shorty, you serious? I actually had this thing on my Instagram page where I just went through the Shade Room comments and I watched a bunch of people bashing some of the like celebrities and stuff, especially like on good posts. And I clicked on their pictures and I put all their faces on my page. And I'm like, these are the people that's making comments about other people. So it's
any reasons people shouldn't be able to have an opinion?
no, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna talk crap about people and you know you're not like that, just
in your opinion though.
block.
In your opinion,
Do you think she's cute?
Safe. I'm not into women, so
Do you think she's pretty?
yes.
Oh, there you fell for the trap.
Pretty cute.
Okay.
Two different things.
Do you think the young lady I was making
that's
comments
not
is pretty?
That's not the point.
She was cool.
Okay. I don't think that's the point though, because once again, unattractive men say far worse, right? So it's just like I don't think it has anything to do.
We talking about a young lady,
that's
right?
fine, right? But
I get it. Men this, men that. I get it. I get it.
I don't think that should be what the focal point is.
When we get some questions with men, we're gonna attack. We're gonna address that. We're gonna address that, right?
We might have to have part 2 for y'all guys because nobody's agreed on nothing. So for the last segment of the night, it's gonna be facts or fiction.
Man, over so soon.
I know, but my friend has something.
Nah, you rock out.
Make him late for a date, y'all.
I wasn't gonna say this.
I'm just
So that word.
It was a joke.
I did.
Do you fact or fiction? There's a war outside within America on black men.
Fact.
Right.
In regard to
Outside.
It's good.
outside is a big place. We could be, outside in the workforce. We could be outside in the
Name a place is not.
Schools.
Name a place outside is not.
I'm sorry?
Name a place outside that it's not.
I'm just asking, like, in the context
I'm
of what?
asking you.
In the context of, I'm
Name a
saying,
place outside that is not a full black man.
Told you picked the wrong cat.
amongst other black men.
Amongst other black men,
Yeah.
we just lost a prophet because of another black man.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. So, but my question was just more so for clarification. Like, it was just more so like, there's a war on black men in regards to, because we're talking about like, there's interactions between like men and women, there's interactions between like men and like the cops, there's interactions between like men and dogs, right? So,
I mean,
People don't have no respect for me.
I mean, she just read a thread about a black woman talking about bashing black men. So,
right. So I mean, I don't think there's a war on black men with black women. That's not what I think.
okay,
If anything, I think drastically the opposite.
okay.
Do you guys agree with her statement? Fact or fiction? There's no.
I mean, that's her opinion.
But
right.
do you think that the war that black men are currently enduring doesn't have anything to do with black women?
Yeah.
Right?
Fiction. Fiction.
Very proud of you today. Shockingly.
Wait. What was the question? Percent. I'm gonna say 45. We getting up there. We getting up there. I don't think we as valued as we're supposed to be anymore. Black men, besides Nipsey Hussle, God rest his soul, that a black woman could say something really positive about with nothing being negative is Barack Obama. And I didn't get a lot of people disagreeing with me. I said name somebody else, and the other
Will
person
Smith?
well, they didn't say him for whatever, because they, you know what they say? The stigma with him is, oh, yeah, Will Smith is a great guy. Oh, they have a open.
Michael B. Jordan.
Ew. He don't even like the sisters, girl.
See, and that's exactly what we're talking about.
But he don't.
I mean, that is true. I've heard that. I have a thing for Michael B. Jordan. That's
So unfortunately, we're running out of time.
Whoa.
Hopefully, these two wonderfully dope podcast hosts will keep the part 2 going within an educational, non-bashing light.
and he's a poet.
There we go. Invite sis. So give everybody your social media handles so we can wrap it up. We're gonna start with ladies as usual. Lyrical Faith.
So y'all can find me. I'm Lyrical Faith Poetry on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So it's just LYRICAL FAITH Poetry.
Now we're gonna go with Rome.
You can find me on the gram, Rebel2_RHOME. You can follow at Our Truths Podcast. You can find me on Twitter, where I spend a lot of time. 1_. It'll be fun on there. I'll be having fun.
Rock.
As you know, I'm one half now of the Unpopular Opinion Podcast. Shout out to my co-host Samara here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, ROC_B_wildin. You can also follow Unpopular Opinion Podcast page. That's Unpopular Opinion _podcast.
I want to say thank you to my 3 dope guests. We will see you guys in 2 weeks for episode 307. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as on YouTube. Subscribe, Noir Online TV. Every other platform is Noir Online org. Thank you guys for coming out. Let's clap it up.